Shalom, this is Rabbi Mark Kunis, my taste of Torah for Parshat Chayey Sarah 5781. Love is a many-splendored thing. My mother used to sing me this song from time to time when I was younger. It's so true. Love is truly a many-splendored thing. And this week's Torah portion is all about love. It begins with Abraham mourning over his wife Sarah, and one can feel Abraham's great love for Sarah as he tries to deal with his truly profound sense of loss. It moves on as Abraham expresses his love for his son Isaac, as he seeks to help him find a suitable mate. And near the end of the parsha, Isaac meets Rebekah and falls in love. In fact, one of the very first times the word love is mentioned in the Torah is when Isaac meets Rebekah. The Torah says, and Isaac brought Rebekah to his mother Sarah's tent. She became his wife, Vaye'ehaveha, and he loved her. The Hebrew word for love is ahava, from the root word hav, to give. The indication is that in every instance of real love, we have the same foundation, whether it be a love between a man and a woman, a parent and child, close friends, love of country, or even love of God. Love is all about what we give. The way it works is, as we give to those we love, we in turn grow in the process. It's surprising to read that after Abraham buries the love of his wife Sarah, that he remarries at the very end of the parsha and fathers 6 more children. Despite advanced age, he still felt vibrant and full of life. And why can't someone who is old become very much excited about finding new love? All the Torah tells us about his new wife is that her name was Keturah. As if out of a soap opera, Rashi, the great commentator, asserts that Keturah was none other than Hagar, Sarah's former maidservant and Abraham's long-lost concubine that he had sent away because of Sarah's insistence. It's rather sweet to think that Abraham reconnected with his former lover. And how did Abraham meet up again with Hagar? As Abraham's servant Eliezer returns from Mesopotamia with Isaac's wife-to-be Rebekah, they meet up with Isaac, who was returning from Be'er Lachai Roi. What was he doing there? Rashi tells us that he went there to fetch Hagar, because that is where Hagar went after being banished. Even though Hagar was his mother Sarah's rival, Isaac knew that Abraham loved her and needed her now more than ever. It's such a tender narrative if you think about it. At the very same time Abraham was finding a wife for his son Isaac, Isaac went to find Hagar to be a wife for his lonely father. Reminds me of the story of a boy who often went on vacation with his grandparents. On each flight he noticed that his grandmother invariably sat next to the window and his grandfather by the aisle. Once he asked his grandmother about it. Oh yes, she told him, your grandfather prefers the aisle seat. I actually like the aisle seat as well, but I know how important it is to him, so I'm letting him sit there. Later he asked his grandfather about the seating arrangement, and he said, of course, I prefer the window seat, but I know how much your grandmother enjoys sitting next to the window, so I let her sit there. Amazed by his grandparents, the boy thought about whether he should tell them the truth. In the end, he didn't. Yes, love is a many-splendored thing. To love means to give of yourself. While not counted among his 10 divine tests, the reawakening of Abraham's heart may very well have been one of the greatest tests he faced in life. and he succeeded wonderfully. As Rabbi Shimshon Raphael Hirsch notes in his commentary, Abraham lived another 35 years after his second marriage, which, notes Rabbi Hirsch, is longer than most first marriages last. So, my friends, consider the people you love the most and give them of yourself just a little bit more, because love is truly a many-splendored thing. Have a great Shabbos.